What's going on, everybody? Kamikaze here, bringing another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary. Currently playing Kill Confirmed, the map Resistance, using the PP90 with a rapid fire attachment, the range proficiency. Also running with the perk layout, sleight of hand, hardline, and steady aim. And also run the kill streak loadout of Predator missile, attack helicopter, and H6 Overwatch. And there's a couple things I kind of wanted to talk about. It's mainly having to do with the new series. And hopefully I'm going to try to apply this to more than just the new series, but what I've been thinking about doing, I don't know, maybe y'all can leave me a comment, even though not a lot of people do, but maybe someday people will. But if you do, leave a comment below what you think about me putting the my setup, my class setup in the description. That way I can immediately, instead of, hey, we're playing this and on this, and I kind of want to be able to go straight into what I want to talk about instead of having to give you the details. And it gives you a reason to actually look at the description box, because a lot of times, people don't look at it. And if people are going to watch my videos, at least give it a reason and a purpose to be able to look in the description box. If they're like, well, I wonder what he's using, and I'll have everything, listed right there. That way you don't have to ask. And then if someone, makes a comment, well, what did you use? You'd be like, I can say, look at the description box. What's there for? But that was, and I didn't want to apply it to just the series. I kind of wanted to, apply it to other gameplays. That way, I could just go straight into my topics. Be like, hey, hey everybody, it's Kamikaze here, and today I'll be talking about blah blah blah. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. And like I said, the other thing I kind of want to talk about is the new series, and I know a lot of people probably, may not like the series for the fact that it's about it's about religion. And me, give you a little bit more of a background about myself, just a tad. I live in the state of Alabama. Everyone knows it's in the South. Yeah, it's not a well-known state, except for its football, which, roll tide. Anyway, back to what I was going to talk about. And down here, just in the South, especially in the Southeast, it's really religious area of the, of the country. If you're driving around, let's say where I'm currently staying now, you can't go 2 miles or even a mile without seeing the church, whether it be a Catholic church, Presbyterian, Baptist, Church of Christ. You cannot drive a mile without seeing a church somewhere, and that's because it's such a religious, especially where we live. We're kind of in what they call the Bible Belt. It stretches in kind of, I say, from North South Carolina, about the left portion of it, and just kind of goes towards the West Coast and stays in like the upper area of Georgia, lower area of Tennessee, and upper parts of Alabama, Mississippi, and so on. And we're pretty much right smack dab in the heart of it. And so, being in this part of the country where going to church or worshiping God is kind of a big thing. And there are counties actually in this state that are still not, they're still dry. So it kind of gives you a better idea of the area, the place I live in. And me, which I started being raised in church, but that's when I was like a little baby. And my dad and my mom would, they would go to church, but the thing was, my dad would take me and my brother to his church, and then he would drop my mom off at hers. And it got to the point where me and my brother was asking, why are you dropping mama off? Why can't she come to church with us? And it kind of, they pretty much got tired of it. And so they just stopped going altogether. And the only other time I actually went to church when I was, young, is whenever we went to my grandmother's house. And we'd go, me and my dad, you know, in our family, which, you know, this time they were, you know, even before the divorce and after the divorce, we would go over there and, you know, we'd stay Friday night, and then sometimes we'd stay Saturday night. And if we ever stayed on Saturday night, me and my grandmother and my grandpa would always get me and my brother ready, and they would take us to church. And that was about the only other time that I ever, you know, went to church. Until not too long after my dad and his ex-wife had gotten married, she had, she pretty much guided us starting to go back to church over at the church that her mother had taken her to. And I'd been going there ever since. I believe I was like, 12, maybe 13. No, I was around 13. And ever since then, I've been pretty much going to church. I was baptized when I was about 14 years old. Been a Christian for over 13 years. And I've been going to church ever since. Whenever their doors are open, whenever there's something going on with the church, and I go to it. And it's not just, you know, every Sunday morning and, you know, not go anymore. And the reason that I do is because it's not just because I want to show up and fill a pew. It's because I love God and I want to be able to do what is right for God. Not for myself, not what I want to do, but what's right for Him. And if I truly love Him, I'm going to show it. And so I'm going to be there at church every time the doors open. I'm going to be at events that, you know, when other people are gathering together and want to, you know, worship God or study more about His Word. And that's because if it weren't for Him, I wouldn't be in existence. And I know a lot of people, you know, there are a lot of people that don't believe in God, and you know, or they don't want to acknowledge that, you know, there is a God or they exist. But I mean, that's their opinion. If they really truly want to believe, you know, we somehow crawled out of a pool that came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden we formed a body, or if we came from, you know, evolved from apes after millions of years, go on ahead. It takes a lot more faith to believe in that. But, and that's just, like I said, I believe what the Bible has to say. If you don't believe it, you're not going to believe that there is a God. And I mean, there's other religions that actually believe, you know, that Jesus actually was born and actually existed and did the things He did and died. And they are, you know, not part of the church. But like I said, that's the reason I want to do this series, just because I want to give back to Him. And it's in the way of, if I can help one person become, you know, saved, then this series will be worth it. It doesn't matter how many videos I put up, how many views I get. But if one person, you know, can make a offense that there's a God and that Jesus sent His Son to die for him, then yes, I'll have this series is a success. But 42 and 8, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.